Alright, Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. This is your brother Awar, making a video to feed the sheep and edify the lambs. Shalom to the Akim, Akwatim that are going to be watching this video. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Brakathum, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Now the title of this one is highly likely UK and US accuse Iran of deliberate and targeted attack on his Israeli operated tanker off Oman. Threaten a response. And I seen it because I was checking the news, and then this was the highlight, so I clicked on it. But the comments is what really gets me, and everybody sees through the lies that this man has been perpetuating in the earth, and causing troubles just to causing chaos to make a problem, causing a problem to make an action, and then the solution which they already have prepared for the problem that they created, right? And what they want to do is ultimately start a world war, and they want to have everybody under a one world currency, right? But these other nations are not going to go around. What nation goes around? Let me read it in Revelation, all right? What nation goes around just attacking the U.S. like that, as if they can just defeat the U.S.? Nobody's America's the only one that goes around taking people's resources, taking people's oil, right, and putting tariffs and things on the other nations. The other nations don't go around doing that to the US. So what is that? What is the chance that they would do? Also, now, these in the beginning, was it 2020? 2020, I think, or was it 2021 when one of the Iranian generals got bombed? They didn't go and kill a US general. Right? So let me read this. This is Revelation 13. And where is it? Okay, Revelation 13 and 4. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? Right? And that's what people say. They who can make war with this beast, America, right? The United States of America, right? Because it's a worldwide power, right? That operates, has over 800 military U.S. bases throughout the world in everybody's land. So people say that's what the nations of the earth said. Who able to make war with this man? They dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They're like one of the first people to come out using the Germans to develop nuclear missiles, atomic bombs. And people didn't have that technology yet to be able to fight against them. So the likelihood of just this is just common sense, right? The likelihood of a smaller nation that's like Mexico trying to pick a fight with the United States, or like Hawaii. Obviously Hawaii isn't as small as America and they're part of the United States, but I'm like trying to give you like a small country who isn't as powerful as the United States, just saying, you know what, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna just cause problem with you, knowing that the US these guys don't give a shit. They said that Muslims came in and bombed, flew planes into the World Trade Center, right? And they said about like 300 some people died or whatever. But then what happened? How did the U.S. retaliate? They retaliated with 100 times more force than just losing a World Trade Center and how much people died. They started bombing innocent civilians of the Afghanistan people, right? So if you see that these men doing this on the earth for little things like that, what kind of right person in the right mind is just gonna go and just, you know what, forget you, just bun it. I'm gonna just go attack these Americans, knowing that they got all these allies and they got a strong military power, So it's just common sense. And most people, I don't know, not most people, because this isn't a popular news network. It's popular for a minority of people who are more wise, but it's not like big like CNN or Fox News, okay? And it says, the comments, people see it, but remember, these are not the majority of people on the earth, right? It says, as soon as I saw the claim from Naphtali Bennett, I knew it was highly likely that this was highly likely to be highly likely. And you see the contrast between the comments and the likes and the dislikes, right? The people who disliking it obviously don't know what's going on, right? They're probably thinking, no, it has to be the Iranians did it, man. What, that's what that's in the spirit that they're thinking. Cause we know these mans got caught. All these mans see how these mans lie in the earth, and they've been lying, and they use their lies to try and push forth policies and their agenda. And because these people are seeing these things, that's why they gotta push quicker to put out their plans and their laws that they want passed, their executive orders and things of that nature. They gotta move quick now, right? Because people can see, right? But not majority of people, right? Even if Iran did perform this attack, that makes it that makes it a retaliation for all the Iranian ships that were attacked by Israel, which happened to make it very lawful too. I think the West has cried wolf way too often, then had the truth come out and expose the lies. No more. Tell the truth for a couple decades and then you'll have some credibility again. All we have here is another Skripal's episode, or a Navalny scam, or a Syrian chemical weapon fiasco. Let the public see and examine the evidence of this accusation. Look at the contrast between the likes and dislikes. Alright? The UK also accused Russia of trying to kill the Skripalists without any evidence, and they themselves being a much more likely suspect in the crime. Right, highly likely. Where have we heard this one before? See, so this guy says, so a Liberian ship, I didn't read the article. So a Liberian ship operated by a British company is somehow Israeli operated. How does that work? Does that mean the Israelis own Britain? Alright. Yeah, what about Israelis' deliberate and targeted attacks on Syria once a week for the last several years? What about Israel's deliberate and targeted murder of Iranian scientists? What about Israel's deliberate and targeted murder of Palestinians over the last 70 plus years? What about deliberate and targeted murder of generals? See, yeah, just it happened earlier, and you see, this is not majority of people. You guys gotta understand, right? Majority of people don't understand what's going on in the earth. They're just living and walking and doing their natural course. As Paul says, like natural brute beast, right? As an animal, by a bird, it grows up, starts as a little baby, and its mama is the mother and the father gotta feed it, and it's always got its mouth open waiting for the food, and then by the time a few weeks pass, the thing can already fly. It's naturally able to pick up on, to learn how to fly, because look, them birds be up on a high. A lot of the time the birds don't build them nests on the ground, or the birds just gotta like kind of walk a little bit and just pick it up. Them birds are naturally inclined to know how to fly. Right, but this is what they do. He'll go around killing you, murdering, doing this and that, and then they'll accuse you of doing the same thing that they're doing, and try and make you look like the bad guy for it. This is all he does. Let me get that John 8 and 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Right, and we know the liar and the murderer from the beginning was Cain, which these Edomites have that same spirit on them, right? That lying and murderous spirit. Right, and that's who rules the earth. So that's why this earth is filled with nothing but lies and bloodshed. That's how he operates. His news is nothing but lies. His history is nothing but murder. Okay, and the same. And there's a certain men calling the shots, right, of these Amalekites who are taking all the wealth for themselves, for the certain people in the upper what they call the elite. They taking all the money for themselves. See how much you see articles on how much of these elite people got rich off of the lockdown, right? So this ain't nothing. This is just exposing. Now he's just really getting exposed to the spirit and power of this internet that the Most High had them create to be a device to come back and bite them in the neck, right? And people see your lies, Esau. We all seen you get exposed. It's Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Right? And then they who are going to deal treacherously are ultimately these other nations, right? That the 10 horns and these other heathen nations, and then ultimately it's going to be in our hands to really give the judgment to them, right? To Esau and then to the heathen as well, right? But as you see, Esau stole all the Americas, right? Through rape, rob, and murder. He spoiled, and they didn't deal treacherously with them, right? And they didn't spoil them. The indigenous of this place did not spoil Esau, okay? They did not spoil the Spaniards. They did not spoil the Portuguese. The Portuguese came up in their space and spoiled them and dealt treacherously with them. Right, so now they got all the land, but as you can see, they're still spoiling and they're still dealing treacherously with people, right? Trying to accuse people of doing things, trying to look for excuses, trying to make up lies just so they can murder more people and push their laws and their agendas, right? And people see it, but it's not the majority of people. Majority of these people, they don't know what's going on. They're wondering when the lockdown's gonna be lifted, and they're out partying and dancing and listening to damn Lady Gaga all day and looking at TikTok videos. They're not watching the news and the signs of the times. They think this place is gonna go on forever, as if all the empires they forgot that there are civilizations that existed before this civilization. Right? They forgot that. They don't have that understanding and level of thinking in them to know better, alright? The Most High didn't give it to them. They're pretty much just animals out here. There's a scripture I want in Daniel 8:25, I believe. Ooh, and then the elder always brings out one in Job. I think it's like Job 14. No. I can't find it, but anyways, okay, look at this. I found something. This is Job 15 and 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. See that? Why is Most High bringing up fire? Alright? Verse 35, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. That's what they do. This is conceiving mischief. An average person would think the Iranians actually did this because of the way the U.S. media always tries to portray their enemies, right? So they conceived mischief. They got together in the dark, right? And they conceived the plan, and now they brought it out. They brought out a news title talking about, and they conceived the mischief. I don't know if they actually got attacked or whatever, or they're accusing it, but they will do that. They will do that. They don't care. They will kill off innocent of their people just to push out their agenda, man. Just to push out and sign more laws against their citizens that benefit them and not the citizens. And they bring forth vanity. This is not gonna be beneficial to anybody except them, right? And they're barely prepared for deceit. All they're prepared to do is lie when they're doing this, because they have something they want to do, right? There's people that you don't see, like Paul says, or is it in high places, right? There's people calling the shots, and men will go out and do whatever these men say, and you could bribe these people. You can bribe them. They could threaten you, right? Let me see. It's so long since I was brought out these precepts. Ephesians 6. There it is. Paul and these men knew all our forefathers, which we are our forefathers in the regeneration. We knew these things. We knew this isn't a fight against these average people that we speaking out against. They don't know what's going on. There's a minority of people in the dark who have power over this earth, right? Who call the shots, or other people who influence other people who have power, right? But they know what's going on. Then there's the people in the middle who don't know what's going on. They just see and they just go with the flow. And then there's the lowly and the meek of the earth, who also have their eyes open, who know exactly what's going on, right? But we don't have the influence like they do in the earth. We gotta fight. Our battle is a spiritual battle. Theirs is a carnal battle, right? We don't need to do what they do, because we have the Most High on our side, right? This is Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, right? So we're not out here. The principalities. What's that? What's that? A principality? A state ruled by a prince. There's a first definition. Verse 2. In tradition, Christian angelology, the fifth highest order of the ninefold celestial hierarchy, right? Which it shows. The principality. Another definition. Principality. A principality can either be a monarchical, feudatory, or a sovereign state ruled or reigned by a regnant monarch with the title of prince and or princess, or by a monarch with another title considered to fall under the generic meaning of the term prince, right? Right. So the princes and the kings of this world, like the Most High says, right? That's why Yahushua coming to take crowns. He's coming to take the rulership out of these people. He says against powers, right? Another term for power is God, right? Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, that's who we're calling out. Those guys know exactly. They know who we are, and we know what you're trying to do, because the Most High already said what you're gonna do before you do it, right? And you can't not stop the program that He's put in your heart to do, right? Neither can we. Okay, so let me go back on hopping on this damn devil, right? I get a few more and I'll close. This is Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Right? What's policy? A course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. You see, it says through his policies he shall cause craft to prosper, right? Because us normal people, we don't see what's going on in the meetings that they have when they pass in these laws and when they're signing things. These mans up there, whoever set them up, they just get set up there, and then everybody's just passing these laws, and then everybody just has to go with them. Right? All these executive orders that's been getting passed, that when all hell breaks loose, they're going to be used against the people, and the people don't even know. Right? They say their amendment rights, the executive orders go against all your amendment rights. Right? And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So the same man is gonna, the same prideful beast is gonna try and stand against the Most High's Son, Yahweh Shai. Right, your time is up. Your time is coming to an end, man. It's only a matter of time. Anything can happen at this point. You see how desperate they're getting, right? They're getting real desperate out here. This is Isaiah 34 and 5. 33 and 4. No. Oh, shoot. Oh, nah. I can't remember it. Oh, yeah, there it is. 32 and 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. Right? He practiced hypocrisy. Right? Also now you're finding out the Israelis owning whatever these tankers or whatever. Right? Yeah. And then you can easily go and call out these devils for the exact same thing that you've done, that you're claiming that they done to you, back to them. Right? Sorry, I just tongue twisted. You can call them out for the same things that they be doing, that you say people do to you, that you've done to other people. So what are you complaining about? Right? He said he's speaking villainy on these people. Right? And he works iniquity, practices hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Most High, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. He does this to everybody, mainly to us, but he's doing it to everybody. Right, and this is whose hands we're stuck in. You should want the Most High to save you out of this place, man. Out of his hands. But our people don't see it. As a scripture, as I was just seeing in Job when I was looking for that precept, I'll get that. This is Job 14. Job 12. And 25. They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. And that's our people. Our people are in the valley of the shadow of death. Right? That's where we're walking, and then it says it's a place as dark, where light is as dark. He maketh them to stagger like a drunken man. Right, our people don't see the light. They do see the light, but they walk away from it. Right, they'd rather be in the dark. They'd rather be in the darkness. Right, and it's so dark that you don't even know you're in darkness. That's how dark. That's literally how dark this place is, man. That's why the Most High has to say it the way He says it. Cause you wouldn't understand. A man wouldn't understand it in another way. Right, this is Job 10. And 20. Job 10 and 20. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. And this place is that place that is without any order, because the order for this place is that everybody can do whatever they want. Right, you could be fat, you can be a boy in a girl's body, you could be a girl in a boy's body, you can inject yourselves to change the way you look. You can do anything in here. There's no order here. They even have laws telling you can be whatever you want. You could identify as a cat. You could do this. All this place is without order. It's the only place on earth that, well, at least there's obviously the other Edomite countries. Right, European nations that also, like Sweden, they're bugged out, but this is the main place. Right, and it says where the light is as darkness. And what's the light? The commandment. Right, the thing that they established this country on, so-called Christianity. Right, what's in the book of the Bible that everybody they swear on is a whole law that says for you to not serve other gods, for you to keep the Sabbath day, for you to not hate your brother in thy heart, for you to not lie or be a talebearer or be a murderer in the earth. That is darkness to this place, man. It said you can't be homosexual. Now you go to, now they got whole pride parades. Everybody's hating about, what did the Bible do to you? Everyone hates the word of the Lord. Right? And that's where you're going to wail when the word comes. Right? Most I willing not found of to be destroyed in that time. Right? But this is what we're working on, and this is what we're here for. This is the point we're here for, man. Serve the Most High and be found worthy to miss that judgment, especially over here, because we're in the Americas. We can't take. You could take a right now if you shaky, you might as well go start your life on the east side of the world, because this place is gonna be destroyed. Ain't nothing making it out of here alive. Right, but them brothers and sisters, they on the other side of the earth, they're lucky. Right, people think we're lucky to be over here. The only luck, so-called, so to speak, or being over here is if you're a part of the elect. Right, if you're found here by the time the judgment comes, you're done. If you're not part of the elect, all the heathen, all the Arabs, all the Chinese, all these, everybody, if you're not part of the elect, even though all the Israelites are in here, nobody's making it. Right, so there's no, if you really want to live, to be honest, this is the only way to walk. If you're on this side of earth, maybe on the other side you could try and make it pass, because we're gonna have to go gather the remnant that's on the other side. But over here, we might as well just do what the Most High said to do. This place is out, man. Right, so with that, I hope y'all edify and stay shalom.